ever come across those like weirdly captivating animated videos on YouTube? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh.
The ones that are often animated in that sort of sticky style.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out there's like a whole bunch of creators using AI to make them, and some are raking it in like seriously millions of subscribers, tons of views.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that whole niche is blown up using AI. It's not just about the tech, though.
Right.
It's about understanding what makes content work on like a fundamental level in today's world.
Totally. So today we're going to do a deep dive into how to like decode the formula for these viral videos.
Mhm.
We've got a bunch of sources, and including a video that breaks down how one faceless channel, they don't even show their face, hit 11 million subscribers
Wow.
using totally free AI tools.
That's wild. No fancy studio, no big budget or anything.
Nope. Just strategy and the right tools.
That's amazing. It really highlights how accessible content creation is becoming.
Yeah.
But as with anything that goes viral, it's important to understand why it works.
Totally.
Just having the tools isn't enough.
Okay, so let's like unpack how to actually make these videos step by step.
Okay.
The video laid out a 4-step process.
Yeah.
First, finding your AI animation software. They use Adobe Express. It's got a free tool that's actually pretty good.
It's interesting that Adobe's jumping into that free AI space.
Yeah.
It shows how quickly it's all changing and becoming more accessible, but
Right.
free often has limitations, right?
For sure.
Like, are there restrictions on using it commercially? Are there limitations with the AI models they use? These are all questions you have to ask.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so now you've got your AI artist all lined up. Step 2 is all about writing the script.
Okay.
And not just any script.
Yeah.
The video really stressed that humor is key here.
Yeah.
Like the type of humor that makes you snort laugh your coffee out your nose.
And that's such a good point. It's not enough to just be kind of funny.
Right.
You need to know what really makes your audience laugh. What kind of humor do they respond to? That's where knowing your niche, even if it's sticky animation humor, is super important.
Totally, totally. Okay, so you've got the animation, you've got your hilarious script. What's next? Step 3 is bringing your characters to life with AI voiceovers.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. The video suggested this tool, 11 Labs, for generating voices, but what I thought was super interesting was how much emphasis they put on finding the right voices to match the style of animation. They even specifically called out those high-pitched, kind of like almost childish voices that you hear a lot in sticky animation.
Hold on, I think we got to rewind for a sec.
Okay, yeah.
For those who don't know, what does sticky animation actually even mean?
So sticky animation, at least in this context, refers to a style that often uses really simple shapes, bright colors, exaggerated movements. Think of it as being really visually grabbing,
Right.
kind of like how something sticky would, stick to you.
Ah, got it. So choosing the right voice for that style is about way more than just finding someone to do a voiceover.
Right.
It's got to create this whole cohesive experience.
And they mentioned how those high-pitched voices, usually you think of them as being innocent or playful, right?
Yeah.
But when you combine them with these, like, sometimes really absurd jokes, it creates this surprising contrast that makes it really shareable. It's like unexpected.
Yeah. It's like hearing a joke in a voice you just really don't expect at all. It adds this whole other layer of funny to it.
Exactly. And it plays on how our brains respond to different combinations of audio and visual stuff.
It's true.
But it also brings up some interesting ethical questions, right? Like when you're using AI to generate voices that are mimicking specific age groups or demographics, it makes you think about representation, authenticity, and the potential for misuse.
That's like a whole other deep dive we could do. Right?
Totally. Another time.
It's super interesting, though.
Yeah.
It just shows how important it is to not just be good at the technical side, but also consider the ethical side of all this new AI tech.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've got our animation, our killer script. We even found the perfect voice. How do we like bring it all together? That's step 4 in our viral video formula. Editing. Not just like throwing it all together, though.
Right. You got to edit it in a way that actually keeps people watching. The video actually recommends using CapCut.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. It's free, right?
Yep. Totally free and super easy to use, even if you're new to video editing.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But beyond the software itself, they really hammered home the importance of those little details.
Yeah.
Subtitles, background music, sound effects. Those little things that can totally make or break the viewing experience.
It's like if you're watching like a movie on your phone versus watching it in theaters.
Exactly.
Same content, but those extra elements, those details, they just add so much.
It creates an entirely different experience, and it shows they're thinking about the legal side of things, too, using royalty-free music. They shouted out epidemic sound, but you want to know what the most interesting part was?
Yeah.
Their example of a viral sticky animation, the entire joke was based on a misunderstanding about mystery noodles.
Mystery noodles. Wait, what? How does that even happen?
So the original script said mystery novel,
Okay.
but the text-to-speech AI they used read it as mystery noodle.
Oh, no.
But instead of changing it, they just rolled with it. They thought it was funny. They made a whole story around the misunderstanding.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like they turned an accident into pure gold. It's so relatable, though. Who hasn't misheard something and ended up, like, way off?
Exactly. We've all been there. It's
Like that?
those little moments of absurdity that make you laugh. Plus, it's unexpected. You think you're going to hear about a book, then bam, mystery noodles. Subverts your expectations, you know?
Totally. Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
That's exactly what you want, especially these days when everyone's attention span is like, what? 5 seconds?
Yeah, it's rough out there.
Exactly. So these creators are tapping into something really important here. It's not just about the animation style. It's about that blend of humor, something everyone can relate to, and then throwing in a little something unexpected.
So we talked about the tools, the techniques, but what about the people listening? What if they don't want to make sticky animations? What can they take away from this?
Oh, it's relevant to anyone making content online. This isn't just about funny videos. It's about understanding how to get people's attention, make them feel something joy, laughter, and how to connect with an audience when it feels like everyone is shouting for attention online.
So even if you're not trying to become the next AI animation guru,
Right.
there's still something to learn from this.
100%. It's all about concise storytelling, making it relatable, using humor, and being smart about how you use tech to get your message out there.
It's kind of like they figured out the secret code, but instead of keeping it to themselves, they're like, here's how you do it too.
I know, right? And that's what makes it so exciting. It feels like the Wild West of content creation, you know?
Totally.
AI is changing everything.
So where does that leave us? If anyone can make a viral video with a couple clicks, how do we make sure that stuff is actually good? How do we keep things original?
It's a huge question. On the one hand, you have AI making it possible for anyone with an internet connection to create.
Right.
But then it's like, are we going to end up in a world where everything looks the same? Like it's all made by the same robots or something?
So how do we make sure that doesn't happen? How do we make sure people are using AI to be more creative instead of less creative?
I think it requires a change in how we see AI, you know? Instead of thinking of it as a replacement for humans,
Yeah.
what if we see it as a partner, a tool that helps us be even more creative?
So it's not about giving up on our own ideas, but like using AI to make those ideas even better.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot where human creativity meets technology and understanding how they work together. And never forgetting the things that really matter our audience, the stories we want to tell. All of it.
It's kind of cool when you think about it. The most important skill in the future of all this tech might not be knowing how to code or anything.
It might just be remembering what makes us human in the first place.
Exactly. That human element is what makes content really stand out, what makes it connect with people.
Couldn't agree more.
So there you have it, a deep dive into AI-powered viral videos, from the nitty-gritty of how to make them to the big questions about the future of, well, everything.
And who knows what's next, right?
Only one way to find out. Keep experimenting, and we'll catch you in the next deep dive.